Hello, everyone. My name is Christina McGuire. I am the internship coordinator with the Career Center, and I am joined today by Erica Snow, who's going to be talking about the awesome opportunities to work this summer in Alaska with Leader Creek Fisheries. Um, yeah, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and have Erica take it away.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Erica. I also go by Snow. Feel free to call me either. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Fingers crossed. Okay, double checking. Are you guys seeing the presentation?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, awesome. Great. So my name is Snow. I've been with Leader Creek since 2018. Started off as a processor and then moved up, started doing recruiting and human resources, which I've been doing the past couple summers with Leader Creek as well. So I'm going to give you just some basic information about the role, go over some perks, all the specific details, how to apply. And then if there's any questions left, then we can go over those. So awesome. And just double checking, it's on the page that says highlights of working at Leader Creek. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. Just want to confirm when it comes to Zoom. So we'll start off just with some perks and some kind of basic info about the position. First of all, you'll be visiting the state of Alaska. Our position is in Alaska itself. We fly you out from Seattle, and you get the opportunity to be in this really remote, tiny little town in kind of the western tundra of Alaska. We offer a lot of overtime, and I mean a lot of overtime. During peak season, you could be working over 100 hours each week, which certainly is a great opportunity to save up for whatever might come next, the next semester, your next adventure, transitioning into a new career, whatever it might be. That overtime is really what makes this summer job worth it. It is a very short time frame that our season operates, so roughly June 15th to August 15th, with some flexibility within that, so it fits in perfectly into a summer schedule. I started off as a student in college myself, and so it fit perfectly between those spring and fall semesters. We do offer free room and board. We do your laundry, we provide the meals, we pay for your housing, so it's a great opportunity, like I said, to save up. You're making a ton of overtime, you're in a completely new place, and it's you're not paying for anything. So for me, it was a perfect chance to save up for college. And then you're also meeting new people from all over. We get applicants from all over the country, all different walks of life. I guarantee none of these people knew each other in this picture that you see here prior to coming up. And then you end up making friends in your department, and you get the opportunity to connect with people you never would have met otherwise or anticipated meeting anyone like that. So it certainly is. Those are some of the perks and just a little bit about Leader Creek. And then to get more into detail about who we are. So we are a producer of wild Alaska sockeye salmon products, specifically boneless fillets, premium fresh frozen. Quality is our second priority, I would say second only to safety, which is our top priority. Every summer we invite 400 people from, again, all over the country, to come up to our plant in Alaska and be part of the Leader Creek community. We do pride ourselves on producing the highest quality sockeye salmon fillets in Bristol Bay. We have the only 100% refrigerated fleet, which again comes down to we care about the quality of the fish from the very first moment it's caught until we're sending it out to our consumers. And then we hire salmon processors to work in Alaska between June and August. Like I said, that's when our season is, which fits perfectly into the summer schedule. Now, why we're hiring. So the annual average sockeye run is large. It's almost 37 million pounds for the past couple decades. So this happens every single year in that same time frame. The salmon return to their natal streams to give birth to new salmon, and there are astounding numbers of them. And so we take this opportunity to catch some of them. We work really closely with the Alaska Department of Fish and Game with their regulations to make sure that we're ensuring a salmon season next year. They let us know when it's safe to fish and how much we can catch and things like that. And so we work really closely together with them, both to get the fish that we need to process, as well as to make sure that there will be a healthy run next year as well. So it's been happening for as long as we are aware of. Our fishers catch the fish, we process it, and then from there it goes to our consumers. So what you specifically would be doing was be in that middle section of the processing. When the fish hit, they hit hard and fast. Our plant works 24/7, and so that's why there's so much opportunity for overtime, is that the shifts are long, the fish are there, they come hard and fast, and so we all, once the fish start to arrive, we all start work pretty quickly, and then it's nonstop until the end of the season. Now, as for who we're looking for, so it is certainly not easy work being a fish processor. Like I said, when we're running 24/7 during that peak season, lots of overtime, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, which is over 100 hours each week. So you'll be a little bit low on sleep. It certainly takes some grit to get through that. It definitely, requires that strong work ethic. You'll have to get out of bed when your body aches and you certainly don't feel like it. But it's important to be there on time, and to be there with a positive attitude. Teamwork is extremely important at Leader Creek. Getting along with your coworkers. You'll probably meet some very fascinating people. So showing up, willing to work with a positive attitude is some of the most important qualities you can have. We don't require any specific skills to work at Leader Creek. We do all of our training on the job. You'll be working directly with your supervisors, and so you'll learn pretty quickly. And people who just come willing to work and willing to do whatever it takes are the people who are going to succeed with Leader Creek in that summer season. As for where you could be working, so the processing plant is large. The first department is fish house. That's where the fish first enter. It's the very beginning process where we're gutting the fish. You're working on the slime line, potentially sorting the fish. It's very grimy work. So that's where they first come in. We have the fillet department where you trim the fillets, you pull out the bones. There's a big focus on quality in the fillet department. Well, in every department. So in fish house, they're tossing aside bruised fish, and fillet, they're cutting off any undesirable parts. Or you could be working in the vacuum packaging department, where we package the product for freshness, again, to ensure that quality. We then send the fish into the freezers, and it comes out in the packing department, where that's the picture that you see here. They are putting the fish into boxes, weighing them, shipping them out, working in around the freezers. It's very cold. No matter what department you're in, it will be very cold. We're working with fish. We want to keep it fresh. So, bring lots of layers and anticipate that. And then it's a lot of, tasks that, pretty monotonous. You'll just be doing the same thing, for every 4 hours of your shift, and then you'll probably switch to a new task, do the same thing 4 hours. So it's pretty, you'll get used to it pretty quickly. It's easy to adapt to the work. But yeah, expect it to be cold for sure. I'm just gonna play this video. It's about 2.5 minutes, that will give you a little more insight into what the season looks like and the experiences of past employees. So let me know if the sound is working. If you want to just give me a thumbs up or something, and I'll go ahead and play that. Cool.
My first impression when I got to Naknek was, wow, this is really isolated and out there. I knew I wasn't going to have cell phone coverage, but I didn't anticipate liking that much. I really have loved being separated from those devices and being more plugged into my day-to-day life.
It's very interesting to learn about different cultures and see everyone kind of interact and mix with each other. So that was pretty cool.
And I liked the way that camp was really eclectic. It was not super uniform. Everybody was just so nice and so welcoming, from like first years to returners to all the employees. My first impression of walking into the plant was a bit of surprise, because I've never worked in that sort of environment before. So there was a lot going on, which made me a little nervous. But after doing a tour of the plant and then knowing where I'd have to report for my department, it's amazing how routine that became.
It was different. I'd never been in a factory setting or been inside of a plant facility like that, and it's just a lot of moving components, a lot of machines.
Being part of the Leader Creek family means having friendships that are outside your age group, outside of your ethnicity and nationality and experience.
Met friends I never thought I'd meet, and share a really unique experience that I don't think many people are able to experience in their lifetime.
Working at Leader Creek has made me ready to accept any challenge.
The best part of the Leader Creek adventure for me was working with so many people and having like such a big group that you were a part of, and just, you know, feeling the camaraderie and like the teamwork of so many people and everyone working for like a common goal. It was really cool just to see the unity of so many people.
Great. Okay, so just a little bit more about Leader Creek. So to get into some more of the details, travel. So we do provide the round trip airfare from anywhere in Alaska out to our plant in Naknek and back to anywhere in Alaska, or if you're coming from the lower 48, which if you're at Santa Barbara City College is likely, you'd be coming, you know, you'd fly yourself out to Seattle, we'd get you from Seattle to our plant and then back to Seattle. This is one of the planes, you know, you could be boarding. It could be larger, it could be smaller. There's a lot of flights that go out, you know, from Seattle to King Salmon. You could have layovers in Anchorage or Juneau, like I have in past years. It could look like that. The area you'll be going to, Bristol Bay, again, very remote, like you heard in the video. No cell phone service. You're pretty much completely disconnecting from the outside world. You can send letters as well as receive them from home, but really it's kind of a chance to just disconnect, unplug, and really focus on the fish when they get there, and make a lot of new friends, as it was for me. So a little bit more specifically about COVID-19 and how our company is addressing that. So like I said, quality is a high priority, but safety is our #1 priority. You know, both the safety of our own crew and employees, as well as the community that we're joining out there in Bristol Bay. So we do have policies in line with CDC's current recommendations. So some of these include having a closed campus, meaning that only authorized personnel can leave the company property. Fortunately, we do have a large company property, so you still get the chance to stretch your legs, but making sure that we're keeping both everyone on camp safe as well as everyone in town safe. You know, it is, like I said, a very small community that we join. We do practice social distancing and ask our employees to wear masks. In this photo, you can see a variety of masks and buffs that employees are wearing. All of those are provided by Leader Creek. And so, you know, all of the personal protective equipment that you see in this photo is provided by Leader Creek. So the buffs, the earplugs, the hairnets, the smocks, the gloves, these are all things that, you know, we'll provide for you. But we do ask that employees, you know, do maintain that social distancing, do wear masks. This is in packing, which is a department which is a little bit more active. So they're moving around quite a bit. So we don't have an example in this photo of some modifications we've made elsewhere in the plant, where when you're on the conveyor belt, just standing in the same position, we do have plastic partitions between employees, and increase safety measures such as that to try to minimize the spread of any, you know, potential illness, you know, COVID or otherwise. So these are some of the policies that are in place. We did, for the past 2 seasons, organize a brief quarantine and testing schedule so that everyone who came on to camp had tested negative, again, just trying to increase those safety measures. So the 2022 season is still a few months away, and goodness knows COVID changes pretty frequently. So we're still solidifying our policies for the upcoming season, but you could probably expect very similar procedures to be in place. Again, safety is our #1 priority. We want to make sure we're taking care of the people who commit their summer and their time to us. So yeah. So if you've heard some of the details and you're like, wow, this is really interesting, I'd love to do this. The application process is super simple. You can go straight to our website, www.leadercreekfisheries.com, easy to remember. You'll see a big button, apply now. If you go into that Seafood Processor 2022, it's right there at the top of the page, and submit a complete application. The process really doesn't take more than maybe 10 minutes. It's pretty straightforward. A recruiter is in touch with you shortly after that to conduct a phone interview. So it is very important that your contact information is up to date. We reach out both by email as well as phone. So, you know, making sure your phone number is entered correctly, that your email, you know, doesn't have any typos, so we can get a hold of you and get that done pretty quickly. We also do contact 3 references. So make sure you have 2 professional and 1 personal reference, because we will reach out to them. You know, let your references know we'll be calling and whatnot. And then just making sure you're staying on top of checking your email, you know, in case you're worried you missed anything, check your spam, but just really being on top of that communication, because we want to make sure you have the information you need for the season and that we're able to keep in touch with you. So yeah, very simple application process. If you want to learn even more, we have lots of resources. We're on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I think we might even have a Twitter. That, you know, we certainly have information out there. Feel free to check us out. And then we also, at the end of every season, send out an employee survey. And this is an example of one of the responses we got on the survey, just so you can hear a little bit more about what the summer was like from someone who did it. I loved working here. The community is really what makes this whole experience. It's very hard work, but Leader Creek works to put everyone in the right mindset, which I would say is very typical. It certainly was my reaction after my first season. You know, I loved working there. The fish, you know, it certainly it takes that grit, like I mentioned, that mental stamina to get through the work, because there's a lot of it, which also was a plus because I made so much in overtime. But you know, meeting the friends, like I have friends from all over the country now that I'm still in touch with because, you know, of working together at Leader Creek. So it certainly is kind of a unique environment that you'll get to experience. We also have our blog page, which again, if you just go to our website, you'll see it in the upper right hand corner, the Leader Creek Catch, where you can delve into more information if you want to know how to send and receive letters, or want to hear about previous employees' experience, you know, the friends they made, their off-season adventures. I know I wrote a blog post commenting on how much I love the food, like just any details that you might want to find out more about. You can definitely check out our blog post for more of those. So yeah, that is all I have as far as this presentation. So I am going to stop sharing